What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Uncaged podcast, where we talk about the journey to the top 1%, which is really just getting 1% better daily. For those of you who don't know, Uncaged, it's all focused about uncaging your inner beast. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Really excited about this. This is take number 2. I just did a bunch of research on this. It's a topic that's been coming up over and over and over again. And at the time of the recording, right, it is a brand new year. So there's a lot of new year, new me stuff going on. There's a lot of visualizations and vision boards and goal setting and all this crazy stuff that I think is great, obviously, that is coming into it. So this topic is coming up over and over and over about people wanting to get back in the gym, right? Take control of their physical life, take control of their mental health, whatever the case is. And I wanted to come in here and show a correlation. Now, I did a lot of back-end research. I read a lot of studies like Johns Hopkins, the CDC, all these different studies that have been done by people that theoretically we're supposed to look up to or listen to. And it was really, really interesting. Some of these studies that were actually uncovering the fact that physical health, specifically like exercise, working out, stuff like that, was actually competing against modern medicine, whether that be, we'll get into it here in a second, but a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about today was the impact of, the impact of physical fitness on your mental clarity. And that obviously is going to bleed over into your business success. Now, business success, what's that look like? Whether you're an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, whether you own your own business or still working a W-2, whatever the case is, there is success in your career that you are striving for. At least if you're listening to this channel, you should be, right? You are the high achiever. You are the high performer. You are the go-getter. You are the one that's always, leading charge. You are a leader, a natural born leader, right? Whether that's you leading a group of people or you leading yourself to become that best version of yourself, you are a leader. You are the type of person that needs to pay attention to the correlation here, right? So the first thing that I found out that it does is just the enhanced cognitive function, right? And something that I want to talk about briefly, and it's obviously something that I hold true to myself. I've got a grandfather that's going through, dementia, and it's a horrible thing to watch. Had a conversation with one of my best friends yesterday. His grandmother's going through it. It's just a horrible thing to be involved with. And so not only does the physical tie into the mental, right, that we're talking about here, but it increases your cognitive behavior, your cognitive function. And something that we'll talk about in the end of this is it actually decreases the opportunity for long-term cognitive failure, right? So not only does it increase it now, but it actually helps prevent a decrease later on. Also, it helps reduce stress. I know regardless, if you're watching this channel, listening to this episode, whatever the case is, maybe someone sent it to you, maybe you stumbled upon it, maybe you are part of Uncaged. For whatever odd reason, you experience stress in your day-to-day life, whether that's in your personal life or your professional life. I promise you undergo stress. And knowing the fact that this physical health can help with that. And again, I read a bunch of studies just right before I come on this episode talking about the correlation between exercise and outperforming some of these top-end pharmaceutical businesses or medicines that are pitched to us. It blows my mind that these guys can come out here and boldface try and shove Western medicine down our throats when there are natural remedies out there that can help support stress reduction. Next is increased energy levels. We joking about it in the Uncaged VIP group chat earlier today, talking about today was my first energy drink that I've had in 8 days. I've cut back from 2 cups of coffee per day to 1, on top of my random energy drinks as well as daily pre-workout, right? So it's just being able to know what and how and why your physical health can correlate to your mental health with all these different additives, but also increasing your energy level. It's insane. One of the other things that they harped on quite a bit was improved mood. All the release of the serotonin, dopamine, all these like feel good chemicals that you get. And it's really cool because some of these studies, not only does it provide immediate mood enhancing drugs in your brain, a reflex in your brain, but it also helps build the long term, mood improvements as well. So not only can you go and get like an immediate dopamine release, which is going to help you right here, but constantly working that out and constantly having this release and these feel good mood enhancing drugs, poured into your brain. But it's also going to lead to long-term mood enhancing opportunities. So it's super massive that we focus on that and touch on that. And next is better sleep quality. There was actually some studies that were done, and I'm not going to name the drugs, but there were studies done that showed that they had, I'm stumbling over my words. I didn't pay obviously that much attention in science, but they had, their core, group of people that they didn't do anything to. They had the ones that went and worked out, and they had the ones that they were giving pharmaceutical grade medicine to for sleep. And the people that were exercising were actually outperforming those that they were giving sleep drugs to. And so it's incredible to think that there's this much information out here supporting the fact that physical exercise and activity, whether this is something cardiovascular, something that is, whatever the case, I don't care if it's yoga, whatever, these studies were proving that these aerobic based exercises could outperform modern medicine. It's absolutely crazy. And the fact that there's information like this isn't out there more so than it already is. And I talked about this earlier, but long-term cognitive benefits. So not only do you get enhanced cognitive function, like immediately in those the immediate time frame, but you actually start building long-term cognitive benefits, which actually helps the cognitive decrease that happens with aging. Again, unfortunately, my grandparents going through it, my best friend's grandparents going through it. Many of y'all have probably seen it in your family some. It's not a good path to go down, and it's one that I know if I can get the current benefits, the in real time benefits, the live experiences of these dopamine, these fun drugs in your brain that you're allowed to take advantage of, but also start building out some fortitude for your cognitive function in the future is massive. And then lastly, obviously, just the correlation between your physical health and, your business, your career, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a W-2, you own a business, whatever the case is, like you should be taking into consideration your physical health and what that does for, the direction of your business and your job. And it's just been really crazy for me to see in the world that I am. I pay attention to all these other quote unquote gurus and coaches and mastermind events. And, you get some of these guys that come out here and preach that, they won't hire you without a six pack or this or that. And then you have some of these guys that teach the fact that, like, if you see someone get up on stage that's a fat slob, like, and versus someone that comes on stage immediately following them, they're completely jacked. Like, who are you going to take serious, right? And I don't want to kind of get into any of that right now on this podcast because I don't want to detract from the fact that you don't know what you don't know till you know it, right? And the talk about the correlation between physical health and your mental state and your mental function and your cognitive health is one that I feel like it's missed, or it's at least not talked about as near as much as it should be. So for you out there listening, I didn't want to beat you down with a bunch of statistics and studies and stuff like that, but go do some research for yourself. If you don't take this podcast, just this basic information that I'm giving you right now, if it's not enough for you to want to go out there and change your life, I highly encourage you to do just a little research. You don't have to do as much as I did. Just do a little bit of research. And it might be some specific task that you're struggling with, some specific functionality of your brain or your mental state or your mental capacity do some hyper research on that topic and see how physical health can help improve it. I'd be willing to challenge you to go find something out there that physical health or physical exercise hurts. Like, where would it hurt to be healthier, to have a lower body fat percentage if you're, pushing the limits or over limit? As well, I don't know whose standards we actually follow, considering the fact that we just contradicted a lot of modern medicine here with some of these studies that I found. But going out there, doing your own research, because guys, it's really crazy for me to see some of these people who have blind faith. I'm not someone that's like, oh, because I said it, it's scripture. I'm like, no, please go out there and do research based off of it. At least if I can just point you in the right direction to gather your own information and education, right? Because I don't want it to be anti-guru club, right? Like, where I'm wearing the hat. I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm doing it because Zack said so. Because I'm just a human. I just happen to be a vocal participant in this world where if I find out something that I think can truly help someone, especially help them become 1% better, or especially help them start down the path of becoming the better version of themselves, I want to pass that information along. It's not because I said it. This is all regurgitated information that I had access to, that you have access to. But I want you to understand the why. I want you to understand the importance of it, right? If you have someone, whether it's a personal trainer or what have you, that just comes out and is like, all right, cool, here's your workout regimen, go do it. Or here's your diet program, go do it, right? Yeah, you might be able to stick with it for a little bit. But when you start getting to the core principles and the true reasons why people like myself are so adamant on going to the gym and working out and taking care of your body. And guys, in Uncaged, we're very, very blessed to have some of the experts that we have and some of the members that we have. I mean, we've got guys that are cellular specialists. We have guys that focus on bioresilience. We have a multitude of insanely comprehensive personal trainers, nutritionists, dietitians. We've got doctors in there. We have hormone replacement specialists in there. And it's just really, really crazy to see some of the guys that come into Uncaged VIP with a focus on their health. We go through an onboarding sequence where we get to know every new member. We have a questionnaire that they fill out to figure out why it is that they joined Uncaged. And these guys that want to focus on their health, it's been a beautiful experience to watch these guys come in and start gaining access to this information where they're finding out more about their body and how their body interacts and how their body basically controls everything, the output that they do. That helps them with their business. It helps them with their relationships. It helps them with everything that they do. And it's just really cool to see people start taking it serious and start seeing the improvements. And one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast is to try and really nail down the importance of taking your physical health seriously, because I just want this is free, right? Like, I'm not asking you to join Uncaged VIP. We'd love to have you if that's something that you're serious in, but like, I wanted to give this information out for free because it's important. It's something that you need to hear. It's something that you need to know. It's something that if you aren't taking it seriously, it's going to kill you, right? Obviously, yeah, we're all going to die. But if you're someone, like I think you are, if you're still watching this, you're someone that wants to make the most of it. You're someone that wants to stick around for a while. You're someone that wants to be able to enjoy life after retirement or whatever the case it is, instead of being unable to get out of bed or unable to get off the couch or unable to get off a wheelchair or walk around with crutches or a walker, right? Like, and I'm not saying that if you start taking your physical health seriously today that won't happen. Look at me. I was in a horrible motorcycle wreck and had to teach myself how to walk again and couldn't walk for over a year. Like, shit happens. But I'll be damned if any of the people that are around me don't know the importance of physical health. That is literally why the first pillar in Uncaged is health. And I talked about this on one of my reels, right? It's the airplane oxygen analogy. If the oxygen falls down and you see someone that needs help, you've got to take care of yourself first, because if something happens to you, you won't be able to take care of the other person. And your physical health is the same thing, because not only is it something physical that's going to empower you to become better and become a better version of yourself, but it's also what it does to the mental, right? And those are two massively powerful tools that you're going to have, that you're going to have to take seriously to be able to uncage that inner beast of yours, right? So, guys, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. I think you pick up what I'm putting down. What I want to challenge you with here, and Uncaged, like, we're different. So Uncaged, it's not a networking group. We're an accountability group. There is networking that happens, obviously, but it's about accountability here. So for you, I want you to go figure out, if you're not taking your health seriously, your physical health, which correlates to your mental health, which correlates to everything else in your level, sleep, stress, anxiety, depression, your relationships, your finances, it correlates to everything. If you're not taking it serious, and you know right now you're feeling guilty about something, you're feeling convicted about something, whether that's not drinking, whether that's tightening up your diet, whether that's actually hitting the gym, whether that's doing some 2-a-days, maybe that's starting a new program, whatever the case is, I want you to go out there and find a way that works for you, that can help you improve this area of your life right now. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're feeling, guilty about, convicted about, now is your sign. Here is your answer, that it's okay to go out there and not only work on your now life, but your future life as well. It all comes back here. I mean, the studies were showing, like, you can actually go get a mental happiness. Some of us call it fighting our demons. Go in the gym, fight your demons, relieve that stress, get that shit off your chest, right? Like, feel those feel good feelings. Not only is it going to help affect you right then and there, but you're the future version of yourself as well. So go out there, make a difference in your life, uncage that inner beast, and do something about it. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you have any more questions about Uncaged, hit me up, shoot me a DM, click a link somewhere that's close to this, I'm sure can point you in the right direction. Reach out to a pack leader or any of the VIP members, and we'd be more than happy to help give you some more information, some personal testimonies of what Uncaged has done and how it's helping a majority of us in the areas of our health, as well as the other 5 pillars that we stand behind. But anyways, my name's Zack Williams, and it's been a pleasure sitting here with you guys and hanging out. We'll talk soon.